Hello there, Grumpy Old Fart here. I'm doing an unexplained phenomena video about demonic activity. And this may turn a lot of people off, and I apologize. But it's things like this need to be discussed because let me just start from the beginning. If you're a Christian like me, you believe in God, and by default, you also believe in the devil and demons because it's like flip sides of the same coin. You can't believe in one without the other. Every story has good guys and bad guys. So, as a Christian, I can tell you that demons exist, whether you believe in them or not. Check out my videos, my paranormal experiences, and good and evil. Those are some of my better videos. Go check those out. In Good and Evil, I talk about the story behind the Amityville Horror, where the guy went room to room shooting people with a .308 hunting rifle. He killed, I want to say, 6 people. It was either DeFeo or Lutz. I can't remember which one it was. But he went room to room killing. It was the first group that was in there. He went room to room killing people with a .308 hunting rifle, and nobody bothered to wake up. Something was keeping those people asleep. If you've ever been to the range, you know a .308 is extremely loud, even for a hunting rifle. It was designed, I think, as a military cartridge. It's a loud weapon. And you know, it's one thing to say, if somebody fired it 5 blocks away, you can still hear it. This was in the house, sometimes in the same room, and nobody woke up. The bodies were tested. Nobody was doing drugs. Nobody had any sedatives on them. Nobody was drunk. None of that stuff. Most of them were little kids. You know, somebody would have woke up. Something was keeping those people asleep. Fox News a while back reported on a case where a 7-year-old child walked backwards up a wall in full view of emergency room personnel. That story is ripe with demonic possession. The house in Gary, Indiana, where these people lived, where the kid lived, a police officer photographed what they considered a demon in the basement. And this isn't, you know, somebody with a practical joke or anything. It's in the police report. It's the actual police report. Okay. There are tons of these events from all over the world. I read about an incident in Madrid, Spain in 1992 where the family called the police complaining that they were being attacked by tall, shadowy figures. And after a short investigation, police officers filed a report stating tons of demonic activity that they themselves witnessed. You cannot ignore police reports of that nature because these people are so. I mean, you know, it's one thing to fudge a report. If a cop is dirty and he's getting a cut of the profits of whatever the crime is, yeah, I can see him fudging the police report. That's a whole separate thing. This is police officers in their official reports stating, yes, I witnessed this demonic activity. This is what I saw. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, and in a lot of cases, it's you know, photographed or videoed. Excuse me. All across the world, people are seeing things in paranormal investigations that simply cannot be explained. People can fake a lot. You can fake a lot of stuff. Okay? But when you watch children being levitated, when you watch people flailing so hard that they break their own bones, and this isn't seizures, this is just people flailing around and they're breaking their own bones. They're not slamming into walls, their arms are flailing so hard that literally the bones break. Hearing people speaking languages that they have no knowledge of or could have no knowledge of. Ancient Aramaic, things like that. People reporting being attacked by shadows. Knives and other objects flying across the room with the intent to injure people. This isn't trying to get somebody's attention. This is, I'm going to get you kind of thing, you know. But there's nobody there doing it. Nobody's throwing it. Video after video of dark shapes and shadows lurking in homes where there's no explanation. It's not a trick of the light, or this lamp over here is casting a shadow over there. This is, you know, the black shape of a person that moves through the house, kind of thing. Video after video of shapes attacking people. Recordings of demonic voices that people either can't hear until the recording is played back, or they hear it and they record it, but there's nobody saying it. There's nobody in the area that's making, you know, that's voicing these phrases or making these guttural voices. Things like that happen a lot. Several years ago, I work in a very remote area. Several years ago, I heard something at the nearby airfield. It's a municipal airport, and it was weird. And it sounded like a big explosion. The vibration passed through where I work, this window, and then through the place, and then that window. Okay. I thought something exploded. I called the police. I called 911. They sent a county sheriff out there. He checked. There was nothing. He came back and talked to me for a little bit. This particular law enforcement officer told me that he no longer works nights in our area. He was going off a night shift because of the weird things he's experienced. He's talking about sounds and voices with no source. And this is while he's on patrol. You know, he'll stop at a stoplight or something, or a stop sign out in the middle of nowhere, and he'll hear voices. Phantoms on the road. Old buildings with ghostly presences that he can't explain. He told me a story. He was driving down the road, and in his headlights there was somebody there, and he hit this individual, and he heard him bounce over the car. So he slammed on the brakes, jumped out, turned around. There was nobody there. This is from a law enforcement officer. So yeah, there's things going on that people simply cannot explain. And there's lots of people who try to poke fun at it and who try to explain it away, but none of their explanations actually hit on it. There are illnesses that create seizures, and some of these seizures can be quite violent. But when the person doesn't have any of these illnesses, you see what I'm saying? There are things going on in the world that defy explanation. And a lot of it, lately especially, seems to be demonic in nature. Be aware. Be safe. I'm not saying everybody needs to be religious and, you know, carry a crucifix or whatever, but just be aware, okay? I don't want any harm or anything ill to come to anyone. I don't want anybody to have any bad times or anything. We've got enough of those in the real world without, you know, any of this stuff. But just be safe. That's all I'm saying. And if you're having issues with something like this, find help, because not everything can be dealt with by ignoring it. You folks have a good day. God bless one and all.